Right.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd rather, fail fast. That's the motto. And then you'll succeed. And as long as we don't quit,
Yes.
that's all it's all about. All right.
No.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm here with Gino Nadarov. My name is Robert Lyon. We're going to be talking about using other people's money to create passive income. Passive income. It's like a sexy resort island that only a few people get to visit or whatever. But it is cool, like that we've actually figured it out. It's like
Yeah.
we talk a lot about leverage. Leverage is everything with Credit Leverage X, especially. But we learned how to leverage AI bots, and then if you think about leveraging marketing, it's kind of the same thing. It's like Facebook is basically just a massive software program that we can tap into. Google is the world's biggest software program, basically, that we tap into. We promote something, we make money back. It's all very passive in a sense, mostly for our users, right? But first of all, what everybody is excited about is like, you got to get access to other people's money, right? And some people are like, well, how is it other people's money? You're just gonna like take it from people on the streets? It's like, no, dude, like the banks. What is it? John Wayne's like favorite quote was, or somebody asked him, why do you rob banks? And he says, well, that's where the money is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I mean, you got to get access to the money though to have like any power in the world or whatever. But yeah, what do you think of, I guess, when we say, use other people's money to make passive income? What do you think,
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's interesting you say that they, that the money is with the banks, and the money is with the banks, or a
Yeah.
fractional version of it. They have some money, but all the money they lend out, they don't really have. But essentially, it's
Right.
just like you, right? Do you have $1 million in the bank? No, right? Nobody's sitting on $1 million cash. There must, in my opinion, if you're sitting on $1 million cash, you're stupid, because you should be investing that money and making passive income. So, or investing in other things, right? So if you have cash, you're basically you're not really rich. You're just you have trash in the bank. So you need to take that money and put it to work. So
Yeah.
and the banks, they're basically a version of yourself. Think of it like, well, I'm a bank. I have a certain amount of money, but I can't lend out, $100,000 to a friend or family. Then I'm going to be broke, right? For example, like, well, I can give them a line of credit which says, hey, whenever you need money, come pull whatever you need, and I'll give it to you. I'm not going to give it to
Right.
you all at once. So whenever you start to leverage lines of credit instead of just like cash, the world, it becomes an oasis for you, because what you do is you start to access other people's money by using the bank as a like a lever, right? You lever the bank. Your bank is levering us because they're lending us money, and we're levering them. So we're levering each other, basically. At the same time, we're going to be able to use that same money and buy assets, either hard assets like real estate, cars, boats, whatever you want, like basically,
Businesses,
businesses,
stocks. Yeah.
RVs, RVs, right? We talked about RVs, talked about, like if you want storage locations, whatever is hard, buy
Yeah.
those hard assets. And then on top of that, you get, the passive income on, either stocks, you have campaign marketing as another option, but you basically you're leveraging something. And that, in this case, the bank is a lever to access other people's money, and then you're able to use the money that's you have access to, and invest in these cash flowing assets that kind of make you and more money. So money is just a machine, right? It's just a tool. You just keep making more of it. So when you start looking at money, rather than like, oh, it's a necessity to live and I got to pay my bill tomorrow. For example, I have tenants that owe me money, and I'm like, dude, why don't do you have a credit card?
Right.
And
Do you
it's
have a
like,
smartphone?
do you have a smartphone? It's like, well, I can't make rent. I was like, well, I mean, I understand you can't make rent, and I'm unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that, but at the end of the day, like, the bank's got to get paid. So, have you used, if you don't have cash, do you have a credit card? Do you have other forms of payments? And if you can use a credit card to pay rent, at least with me,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah.
accept credit cards. So it's like, if you have a credit card or a line of credit, I'll accept it. Actually, I'll accept that more than I accept cash, because I don't know where the cash came from. The cash
The
might be, dirty money, or it might be like, banks are not even accepting cash anymore. So you go to the bank, you try to deposit money, the ATM will say no.
I know they'll give me money, and then I try and give it back to the ATM sometimes, and they won't take it.
Yeah, no, this is
That's
so
weird.
I think what's beautiful about it is now that we talk about the banks and how the money is accessible within the bank. It's
Mhm.
beautiful because what's happening is cash. To me, I'm surprised we haven't gone cashless yet. It's like
Right.
cash is so trash that you don't even want to touch it. It's dirty, right? Whenever somebody gives you a $20 bill, do you want to really touch that $20 bill? You don't know where that $20 bill has been. It's
It's
like
probably
that.
seen some shit.
Exactly, and the money gets like if I give a $50 bill to my the guy that cuts my hair, he does a great job by the way. But if he cuts my hair, yeah, he gets that money. He might go and spend it on gas or whatever else, and that money gets exchanged maybe like 5, 6 times before it ends up in the bank.
Right.
It goes
And it's
back to
out
the
there.
bank, by the way. It always goes back to the bank. So at the end of the day,
Yeah,
it'll
it goes
come from
back to the circulation.
it'll circulation. The bank ends up getting the money, and during that process, they made interest, they made money off that money, and then they collect it. So now start acting like the bank, right? You start accessing money or access money using the bank, and then that way you can invest in cash flow assets. And then once you start making the money, and then you become the bank. Right, you
Right.
now have the money, and then you can become the bank. You can become the prior lender and all the other stuff. But you have to be able to leverage something else or someone else, and nobody's going to give you $50,000 or $100,000 off the street. If I saw you off the street, I'm not going to be like, hey, bro, here's the $50,000. I'm going to say, well, how's your credit? Maybe I can get you some money.
Right. It all comes back. I mean, we should do another podcast just on like cash is trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
big
I kind of
topic.
diverged there, but basically, creating income with using other people's money is basically being able to use money that you didn't have at the moment. Right now, you don't have access to the money, but then you could. So it's like if you might have $0 in your bank, but I can get you $50,000 at least, if not more.
Right.
As long as you're able to work with me, you're able to basically be willing to put the work in, and then take the steps necessary to get you to the point where you can get access to the money.
Yeah. And then also like another note is like what I've found if you really want to create true wealth is you really have to create your own ecosystem of money, right? So like that's why like my first big breakout was like I had the basically the resources, I turned it into a product, I sold the product, I made the money, right? And then I just kept it going around there. But like and what we're doing with Credit Leverage X is we're creating our own ecosystem as well. You fix your credit, we get you the money, and then you can invest it with us. We're creating our own little ecosystem, and we're going to keep all the money inside. So we're becoming the bank, right? And then you even have your life insurance, and it could get even bigger and wilder. But that's how true wealth is made, is by owning a financial ecosystem. Like if like Amazon, they don't own like they have their online store, right, where people come to their shop and they sell it, but then they have vendors that sell all the stuff for them. They just make a little commission, but they created the ecosystem that is Amazon, that is the monster that sells it. It makes money, right? They're the middleman. Same thing. That's kind of like the big wave of like what new businesses are doing. It's like Uber is the created their own ecosystem by having a software that makes people fucking rent their cars, and they make a little bit of money in the middle. And there's not just softwares that are like an ecosystem. There's a lot more, but that's what I'm finding is like true wealth. And then in order for you to create something like that, you need other people's money, right? You need to figure out how you're going to get the money. But then once you get the money, you need to create a system that makes more money. Like
Mm-hmm.
whether it's investing in our campaign marketing or stocks or starting a business or real estate, right? It all creates more money than the original lump sum that you needed. Now, if you're stupid, you invest in something that doesn't work, you're screwed. But that's why you have
Yeah.
to come in and you have to get a mentor like us who's going to show you this is what you do with your money. This is the best thing for you
Yeah.
to do to feed your grandchildren or whatever's going to happen, take care of the next generation, like
Take
quit dicking
care.
around and quit thinking small.
Yeah, because your money is not going to do anything for your grandkids if you don't put it to work. So it's just
Yeah.
like it's money is no longer, to me in my mind, it's not even an actual, like, money doesn't exist. It's just this, like, this entity that where we all like depend on. The only reason that money even exists is because we have a dependence for it. We
Hmm.
depend on money to be able to eat, drink, live. If the currency decided to change, we would have to depend on the other currency. That's just how it works. And that's why
Right.
the currencies were constantly shifting. you know um, I think there's been, like, multiple changes in that since the US dollar came out. There hasn't been a change for a while. But essentially, Bitcoin came around, right? So it's like
Hmm.
things are changing, and you have to be willing to you have to learn how to move with the waters. As the
Yeah.
water, if you cannot move with the water, you cannot adjust, you cannot go, if you're tied to cash. Well, get ready. You're about to not have cash. You're gonna have
Right.
either a bank account that's gonna have money in there, or they're gonna give you a credit, right? A credit score. They'll give you wait till they come out with the social score. But essentially, and I believe everybody has a credibility that we all have, right? We're all credible. Your banks are looking at your credit score to see, hey, what have you done? Are you credible? How much money do you have in the bank? Or what work have you done to build that money? Right? If you
Right.
haven't done any work, then you have no money. So you have to do work to make money. But when you have the money, you can make the money work for you. So instead of working for it, find a way to get access to the money.
Right.
If you can find a way to get access to the money, whether it's whether it's a bank or a credit union, or if you're looking at like opening up a business and you want to do like construction loans and things like that, you can get into like those kind of things. But essentially, your goal is to be able to come to the bank and convince the bank, right? Convince the bank that you are someone that they want to give money to and that they want to make money from. The
Yeah.
banks depend on you just like you depend on the bank. So
Right.
essentially, if we are basically, like you said, the ecosystem of we having to depend on each other, the banks won't make any money if humans didn't exist. So
Yeah. Right.
humans essentially are the ecosystem. Humans, we are all ecosystem of each other. We can leverage each other like we're doing in Credit Leverage X. We're leveraging each other. We're learning from each other. We're leveraging our own community. And at the same time, we're building that lever within ourselves. And we don't need the banks eventually. The
Right.
banks are going to be, banks are going to phase out. Economy is coming to the point where we are, things are closing. A lot of people are losing their jobs. There's a limited amount of things people can do nowadays to make money on a day-to-day basis. Those back in the day when you would go to school and become a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, those days are over. Those if you can still do that if you want, but your job eventually will be replaced, and that job will be replaced by either AI or some other robot that will take care of business better than you ever would. So essentially, you have to become the individual where you end up having to deal with a lot of the people that don't understand how businesses work. So you have to understand how you can leverage assets like money, and that you don't have. If you don't have the money, get access to the money. Use that money to make passive income, so that way it never really goes into your hands. You never have it in your hands. It's always either the institutions will end up having it. But if the banks don't exist and you start using the money within the community, we start exchanging money, and you just need a place to put it. And
Right.
that's where that's what we talk about in the next time, where you put the money and how you make that money work for you, whether it's passive income or active income. You can also do other things that I can discuss later.
Yeah, that's why we're on some fucking next level genius shit over here.
Is it
So these
is
people don't even deserve our
it
free thoughts, bro.
as it, this is I mean, this is like, to me, I love talking about money, because money it's always changing. It's
Yeah.
like an organism.
Right.
It's like a continuous evolving organism that that we all kind of depend on. And then the only reason that we're depending on is because the society we live in, the world
The
that we live in, the
brainwash,
brain,
they've
the
like ever
system,
since we
yeah.
were babies, they basically like formed us.
Socials.
We're gonna fucking mold you to go make
Yeah,
money for us.
social construct and control. And it's like,
Right.
it's fine, we understand that, but there are laws and rules, regulations have to exist. Otherwise we have a civil society. We can't have civil people living together. But essentially,
Right.
we need to be able to help each other. And essentially, like, the banks depend on you, so why can't you depend on someone else, right? In this case, like mentors. Instead of having to, you go to school to learn, right? You go to school to learn that specific job. So why not learn a skill that's going to become more powerful than anything else that you've learned in school? Anything else, anything. And,
Yeah.
I'm speaking out of experience. There's nothing in school right now that will make you more money than what I'm about to teach you.
Yeah.
Nothing. literally like nothing. And I
I
can
think
speak that, I'm very, very
right.
confidently, essentially you can go to school, become a doctor and try to make a $250,000 a year. You're going to work your ass off doing it. Good luck, go ahead, enjoy
Mhm.
your life, and die an old man, and wish you hating your life. Every 6 in the morning you get a call for, to go cut up somebody. So it's like
Right.
somebody is, got shot, this and that. Like this is the life of a doctor. Like I know we have clients that are nurses, and they're working, late night shifts. Our recent client, he works late nights, and he's only available late night. Luckily I don't sleep, so so I can I work with any hours of the day essentially.
Yeah.
But the goal is, like, you realize these people have to, use the tools that are available for you, the money you make, learn how to put that money to work, and the opportunities that we're going to create for you, the ones we have right now, we mentioned already, AI bots, the campaign marketing, the real estate, fund, and the mentorship, also the business mentorship, all those are available for you within Credit Leverage X. So, and that's going to grow. That's only going to grow. Like, it's just going to get
Yeah.
bigger and bigger, and people are we're going to find new ways of investing our money, finding other ways to, maybe go straight credit to investment. You don't even need the cash. You don't even need to liquidate the money. Like, why are we,
Mhm.
maybe eventually we're not going to have to liquidate the money. Essentially, you don't need cash to buy real estate. But if I want to go buy a real estate property, I'm going to say, look, I got $1 million in the bank. I want to buy this property. I'm just going to
Yeah.
wire. I'm not going to liquidate the bank. I'm just going to wire the money. Right? Wire is going to be the new, like, the status quo. Cash is like, wire is going to be more powerful than cash, basically.
Yeah, and the theory that I've been hearing that's kind of interesting is like there's a few big giant banks, right? Like the JP Morgans and of the banks that are trying to make all the other little banks fail, right? Because then once all the little banks fail, they'll be able to control how we're going to go into a digital currency better, right? So,
Yep.
if you think about it, the little banks need us to stay alive because we're the interest that's going to keep them afloat by paying them back on the money that they lend us. So that's kind of like where we're at. I feel like in the
Everybody
financial
depends
market, it's
on us.
interesting.
When the
Yeah,
people start to realize that they have the power, then it's real. As the power comes back to the people. Okay, the
yeah,
power
yeah,
comes back to the people, and not the corporations. So the
yeah.
corporations would not exist, would not have the level of power that they have if they didn't work on the level of, like, people. People
Hmm.
create value. When you go to work and do your job, you are the reason that company is able to succeed.
Right.
If you don't come to work and do your job, that company will fail, like, tomorrow. Like, literally,
Yeah,
maybe not one of you, but, like, let's say 20 of you decide that, hey, you know what, I'm not going to work anymore. I'm not happy. That's what these whole, like, people try to get up and protest. Well, protesting doesn't do anything. You actually have to stop working. Like, literally,
right.
just don't do anything. Like, go do what you want to do, and start finding that other thing is right here. Reddit, like, Credit Leverage X is an example of an opportunity for anybody, any working class American, that is, currently working 9 to 5, or has a career that they're sick of or they're tired of doing, and they want to try something different, or they want to be able to change their life, and using other people's money, and using other. When I say other people, we're saying, like, not just banks, but other people, like, within our community. There's going to be, investors. There's private lenders that we have people that actually have money, that want to invest, that are looking for other opportunities. They're looking for people like you. Like, maybe
Yeah.
you have a great maybe you have a great opportunity, and you're able to make that opportunity into something better. I had an opportunity, and I was looking for you. I found
Hmm.
Robert, and I was like, "Whoa, Robert! Like, I really see this vision. I really want to create this vision with you, and I want you to help me do it." And here we are, right?
Yeah,
It's like, this is the vision. It's like,
yeah,
people like me. It's only one of me. There's a bunch of people like me that are looking for opportunities, looking for places to put their money in, and things that they want to actually make money of. But you can make massive income. You can make, passive income. You can
mhm,
make, active income. So it's like, how much of an impact, like, that's the right word, how much of the impact do you want to make? So if you want to make, you want to just take care of yourself and your family, that is perfectly fine. You can
mhm.
join the program, join a program, invest in multiple streams of income, and start to create passive income. You can do that within our program. If you're trying to make massive income, you want to start a business, you want to make a huge opportunity, you want to grow a business, this opportunity is available with our program. And real estate, we're going to be talking about real estate all the time, and that's
Yeah,
really if you want to use other people's money and create, like, generational wealth, put your money in real estate. It's not passive. It's active. Real estate is not passive unless you do the fund, which is what we do it together. We'll help you. We'll buy properties together. You'll be able to make passive income with us as well. So that's another
The
opportunity.
real estate partnership.
Yeah,
right?
partnership, and that's the real estate partnership, exactly. So Robert, is my partner. We've joined forces, and we're going to create this real estate fund, and it's already working now. We got people that are investing. We got people that want put 40,000, 50,000, whatever you want to put in. You're going to get that money back with every deal that we get. So if we buy a property, you'll know which property your money is going to. You'll be able to get a return on that property, whether we're going to fix it, flip it, we're going to wholesale it, or we're going to hold it.
Yeah, lots of power there.
There's
Lots
a lot
of things
of power.
we got to
Yeah,
do. We got to take the world over. We're gonna buy ghost towns and call it Credit Leverage X.
This is the future. The future. I don't see any other future going anywhere any other way. Everybody's talking about other people's money, but the other people's money means it's really the people, right?
It
comes down to
use
people.
money. Yeah. Use it as a tool. Use it the right way.
Exactly, the use of the tool, and that's where I think you do a good job, Robert. You know how to put that tool to work, and you know how to bring the message out to the public, and that way everybody knows this is out there. Like I do this information, but this information was not out there. I mean, people are doing it now. They're talking about doing funding this and that, but who's really creating opportunities where you're actually able to have a community of people that are basically helping each other, growing together, and surviving essentially in this economy right now.
That is powerful. That's crazy. So come join our fishbowl of money, basically.
Financial freedom within our community is what we're creating essentially. If you it's like a group of people that just come together that just want to be financially free, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, they want to get rich and want to create wealth. There's cash is trash, but wealth is real, is a real thing, man. So that's basically what we teach you how to do is get access to money, turn it into wealth. Do you have to call the trade line lady?
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yeah.
Let's see. She's probably. Go ahead. We can finish up in like 2 minutes.
No, I mean, I was just thinking basically that was a lot of value for everybody listening out there. Check out creditleveragex.com. We've got a new video basically going over everything. We're going to have a new course coming out as well pretty soon, which is going to be very powerful. Also, we're hiring. If you are looking to join our team as a sales representative or a CSM, which stands for Customer Success Manager, we're going to basically be adding that to the website. And then in the links, I'll also put where you can apply for these jobs. And basically come work with us. Let's say you don't have the money to join the program, but you still want to get involved and you're available. The best ability is availability. Then apply. See, maybe we'll give you an interview. Maybe you can join the team and we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, a lot of things are happening. We're just really excited to basically keep getting people access to the money. It's working, right now in 2023. Who knows if it's going to work forever, but right now it is pumping cash, and we're good to go. And I don't see it ever going away. It'll probably just shift and mold and change. And maybe we'll just become an investment company where we won't help everybody get access to the money. And it's just for rich snobs with fancy leather books and fucking.
I think we're, we've come from nothing. So we're always going to support the underdog, right? The underdog that's the, I think the, it's that movie. What is it called? The boxing movie. I forget the name. Rocky Balboa or whatever.
Yeah, Rocky.
Rocky. Right? He the guy. Grinded life. His life was like it wasn't nothing, and here it was like living on the street. And then you come out of there, and you're like then you're in the boxing ring. You put in the work, and then next you're like champion, right? It's like
right,
and it's just
that you're training your proteges or whatever, right?
Yeah, and then you're training the people that are coming up, and then you want to support those entrepreneurs. There's going to be a lot of entrepreneurs that are going to be coming up, and they're gonna have. It's almost like it's going to be a no choice situation. It's going to be like they have to become an entrepreneur in order to be able to survive, and because as the jobs keep getting replaced, you will constantly keep looking for work. So it's good and bad, right? It's good for people that are going to grow and learn new things, but there's also, it's bad for people that are currently living in a situation and they're paying rent, and then if they lose their job, they're kind of stuck. So I want to help those people
Yeah,
that really need them,
SOL.
and then we really get
I
help
don't know
them
if
and
I
give.
froze or if he froze.
I'm good. You're froze.
And we're back.
Okay. I didn't see you freeze, but essentially, I was saying those people that need the bridge, it's like the bridge between being broke and being free, or at least being okay. That's the people we want to help as well. But initially, if you're in that situation, reach out to us. If you can't join the program yet, just reach out to us. We'll try to help you out. We offer payment plans. There's other opportunities. You just have to, at least as long as you're willing, we'll work with you. And you just got to, at least start the process. And that's what matters. Individuals that are ready to go, if their credit is good to go, they're ready to get access to the money, we'll go. We don't waste time. We get you to the finish line as soon as possible so you can start investing. So thank you for your time again, Robert. This was a good call. I think everybody's got a lot of value out of this.
Yeah, we go live every Wednesday, usually around 12 or 1 o'clock Pacific time. So be sure to check us out, hit us up, send us a message if you want to learn more about how we're guaranteeing that will get you at least $50,000. And that's like on the low end. We guarantee it, though. So join the program. You're guaranteed to get at least $50,000 back, and we can basically help you create wealth. That's the plan. Take care, everybody. Let us know if you need anything. Peace.
Peace.